11 biggest tiaras ever worn by the royal. Some royal jewels whisper elegance, but a rare few roar with power. Imagine diamonds so vast they rival cathedral windows, sapphires the size of plums, or pearls that once crowned queens in exile and empires in ruin. These aren't ornaments, they're monuments. Jewels so towering, so audacious, they've left ballrooms gasping and even vanished into mystery. What you're about to see are not just tiaras, but the 11 biggest tiaras ever worn by the royal. The Brazilian Aquamarine Parure Tiara. The Brazilian Aquamarine Parure Tiara is a spectacle of light and grandeur. Towering aquamarines framed by dazzling diamonds, crafted in a striking fan-like design that makes it one of the tallest royal tiaras in existence. Commissioned by Queen Elizabeth II in 1957 from Garrard to complement the aquamarine necklace and earrings gifted by Brazil, it quickly became a favourite for glittering evenings. Its story doesn't end there. Ever the perfectionist, the Queen had it remodelled in 1971, adding dramatic fan-shaped aquamarine ornaments and repositioning stones to create even greater height and presence. The result was a tiara so commanding, it dominated gala stages and royal banquets for decades, from Malta in 1967 to Hollywood's royal film premieres, and from state visits in Denmark, the US and Russia, to her poignant final appearance in it at the Spanish State Banquet of 2017. Today, the tiara remains in the royal collection, awaiting its next chapter. But who will dare wear this sky blue giant next? The Württemberg Tiara. A forest of glittering flowers drenched in sapphires and diamonds, that is the breathtaking spectacle of the Württemberg Tiara. Towering in size and drenched in regal blue stones, this floral masterpiece is more than an ornament. It is a declaration of power and prestige. Each petal gleams with diamonds, while enormous sapphires anchor the design, making it one of the largest and most dazzling sapphire tiaras in Europe. Its exact origin? Shrouded in mystery. Scholars believe it was inherited through the House of Württemberg, perhaps from Austrian archduchesses, or even the Orléans line of French royalty. What is certain is its grandeur. A full sapphire parure, necklace, earrings, brooch, accompanies the tiara, cementing its status as the crown jewel of the Württemberg vaults. Archduchess Rosa made it famous at wedding balls in the late 1950s and early 60s, dazzling guests with its commanding presence. Later, Princess Diana of Orléans, Duchess of Württemberg, wore it proudly for glittering family weddings through the 1980s and 90s, and today, the tiara rests in the Württemberg collection, waiting perhaps for its next royal appearance. The Cartier Loop Tiara. Imagine a tiara so vast it seems to crown not just a queen, but an entire dynasty. The Cartier Loop Tiara, created by the famed Parisian jeweller, dazzles with looping diamond arcs, each crowned with towering diamond clusters, giving it a grand, almost architectural presence. Unlike delicate diadems, this is a masterpiece of size and splendour, meant to command a ballroom. Commissioned for Queen Maria Cristina of Spain, the tiara soon became a favourite. She wore it for portraits, and even at her grandson's christening in 1914. Upon her death in 1929, the jewel passed to her son, King Alfonso XIII, who gifted it to Princess Maria de las Mercedes upon her marriage. From then on, the loop tiara became a fixture at exiled royal galas in Portugal, weddings across Europe, and glittering banquets. It graced the heads of Infanta Pilar, Queen Sofia, and even travelled to Persepolis in 1971. Today it belongs to Queen Letizia of Spain, who continues its story. But here's the question. Will this towering tiara ever return as Spain's most iconic crown jewel in future reigns? Meiji Scroll Tiara. The Meiji Scroll Tiara is no ordinary jewel. It's a towering masterpiece of diamonds, scrolls, and regal brilliance. Crafted by Chomei in 1885 for the Meiji Emperor, its grand design features swirling diamond scrolls that can be crowned with detachable diamond stars, making it one of the most versatile and largest imperial tiaras in the world. The sparkling diamonds can even be removed to create a smaller version, yet its full form is nothing short of breathtaking. First gracing Empress Shokan in official portraits as Japan embraced Western court dress, the tiara became a dazzling emblem of a new era. It later adorned Empress Taimi and then Empress Kojun, who wore it for state visits across Europe and even at a White House banquet. Afterward, it crowned Empress Michiko at her husband's enthronement in 1990, and countless grand banquets through the 1990s. Today, the Meiji scroll tiara rests with Empress Masako, who wore it magnificently during Emperor Naruhito's enthronement ceremonies. Princess Fawzia's Van Cleef and Arpels tiara. One of the biggest tiaras ever worn by a royal, Princess Fawzia's Van Cleef and Arpels tiara blazes with 54 pear-shaped diamonds and over 500 baguette diamonds, arranged in an architecture so grand it could rival palaces. Its sweeping height and sheer brilliance made it one of the most commanding jewels of the 20th century. Commissioned in 1939 for her wedding to Crown Prince Mohammad Reza Pahlavi of Iran, the tiara debuted amid lavish celebrations in Cairo and Tehran. Soon after, when Fawzia became Queen of Iran, it crowned her regal portraits with unmatched splendour. But behind the sparkle lay sorrow. The royal marriage ended in 1948, and Fawzia returned to Egypt with her tiara intact. Even as a demoted princess, she continued to wear the piece at court and glittering soirees, keeping its legend alive. After her death in 2013, the tiara quietly slipped into inheritance, yet where exactly it rests today remains an unanswered mystery. Dutch Malario Ruby Tiara. It begins with fire, literally. The Dutch Malario Ruby Tiara bursts in a blaze of rubies and diamonds, its towering sprays shaped like flames, designed in 1888 by the famed Oscar Masson. Commissioned by King Willem III as a dazzling 30th birthday gift for Queen Emma, the spectacular parure cost the staggering sum of 160,000 guilders and was nothing short of a royal treasure chest complete with a tiara, necklace, bracelet, stomacher, earrings, brooch, and even a fan. Its scale alone makes it one of the largest and most commanding jewels in the Dutch royal vaults. Through the decades, it graced Queen Emma, Queen Wilhelmina, Queen Juliana, and Queen Beatrix, always reserved for reigning or future queens. A jewel of power, not merely decoration. Today, Queen Maxima wears it with characteristic grandeur, from state visits to royal weddings, ensuring its legacy burns as brightly as its fiery rubies. Yet, despite its appearances, one mystery lingers. Could this mighty tiara be hiding a transformation secret known only to the Dutch royals? Bourbon Parma Tiara. Imagine a crown so commanding it seemed less like jewellery, and more like a constellation of diamonds. This was the Bourbon Parma Tiara. Crafted in Vienna by Kuschert, it shimmered with diamonds once owned by the Duchess of Angoulême, daughter of King Louis XI and Queen Marie Antoinette. With its cathedral-like height and dazzling stones, it towered over almost every other royal tiara, a true spectacle of grandeur. The tiara passed through dynasties, landing in the hands of Infanta Maria Antonia of Portugal, who wore it at weddings that shaped empires, including her daughter Zita's union with the last Emperor of Austria in 1911. Later, it crowned Princess Irene of the Netherlands on her controversial 1964 wedding day. Her family absent, the tiara itself became a defiant symbol as she stood before the Vatican, its brilliance unmissable. But unlike most Bourbon Parma heirlooms that survived, this masterpiece met a darker fate. Entrusted to an attorney in Paris in 1996, the Bourbon Parma tiara was stolen, never recovered. One of the greatest royal treasures simply vanished into history. Napoleon cut steel tiara. Who would imagine one of Europe's grandest tiaras isn't made of diamonds at all, but steel? The Napoleonic cut steel tiara carries a history as sharp as its shimmering surface. Commissioned for Queen Hortense of Holland, stepdaughter of Napoleon, this masterpiece of the early 1800s was crafted entirely of highly polished steel and gold, cut with such precision that it gleams like diamonds under candlelight. Its size is imposing, its design an intricate explosion of rosettes and sunbursts, a statement of power without a single gemstone. After passing through generations, the tiara eventually reached Sweden's royal family, only to be forgotten in a dusty palace cupboard. It was Queen Sylvia who rediscovered it in the 1970s, restoring it to its rightful grandeur. Since then, it has become a favourite of Crown Princess Victoria, dazzling at Nobel Prize banquets and royal weddings. Yet here lies the mystery. Why would a tiara of such magnitude, once a jewel of Napoleon's court, be abandoned, hidden away for decades? Perhaps the steel still keeps its secrets. Belgian sapphire tiara. When King George VI gifted Princess Elizabeth a magnificent sapphire suite in 1947, he unknowingly set the stage for one of the most dazzling royal tiaras in history. Decades later, Queen Elizabeth II had Garrard craft the Belgian sapphire tiara, a grand creation designed to match her king George VI's sapphire suite. And grand it is. One of the largest sapphire tiaras in the royal world, its towering diamond framework is set with enormous deep blue sapphires, each stone radiating like a midnight sky captured in metal and light. The Queen first unveiled the tiara on her 1965 state visit to Germany, pairing it with the newly completed sapphire suite. Its sheer size and commanding height gave it an unforgettable presence, often making it the centerpiece of royal banquets, tours and portraits. Through the 1980s and 1990s, it became one of her favourites, gracing glittering occasions from the Queen's 40th anniversary gala in 1992 to her visit to Pakistan in 1997. Today, the Belgian sapphire tiara rests in the royal vaults, waiting quietly until the next royal decides to revive its midnight blue glory. But when that moment comes, will it eclipse even its most legendary appearances? Queen Victoria Eugénie Cartier Pearl Tiara. Imagine a tiara so tall, so glittering, it once towered above every royal headpiece in Europe. Cartier's colossal creation for Queen Victoria Eugénie. Diamonds blaze in swirling scrolls, button pearls perched like luminous orbs, giving it the presence of a crown within a crown. Its scale alone was breathtaking, with heart-shaped scrolls, brilliant diamonds, and pearls so luminous they seemed to float above the frame. The story begins in 1906, when Queen Mother Maria Cristina presented the young bride of Alfonso XIII with this extravagant jewel. Yet its journey was far from simple. Originally set with pearls, the tiara was dismantled in the 1920s and reborn by Cartier into a platinum design of diamond leaves crowned with button pearls. Later, Queen Ina even replaced the pearls with emeralds from Empress Eugénie's famed collection, before restoring the pearls again. This dramatic jewel passed from Queen Ina to her daughter Infanta Maria Cristina, and eventually into the Spanish royal vaults, where Queen Sofia became its most dazzling wearer. From state visits in Asia to Denmark's royal wedding in 2004, it remained a symbol of grandeur. And today, this colossal tiara still gleams in the Spanish collection, waiting perhaps for its next unforgettable chapter. Bavarian Ruby Tiara. A vision of grandeur, the Bavarian ruby tiara stuns with its towering sprays of rubies and spinels, blazing among diamonds like flames caught in metal. Commissioned in 1830 by King Ludwig I of Bavaria for Queen Therese, this magnificent parure, tiara, necklace, earrings and bracelets was crafted by court jeweller Caspar Rielander. Its scale alone makes it one of the most imposing tiaras in the royal world, yet its immense weight rendered it more a spectacle than a favourite. Even Queen Therese preferred smaller, lighter diadems like the Bavarian lover's knot tiara. It wasn't until 1921, after her marriage to Crown Prince Ruprecht of Bavaria, that Crown Princess Antonia dared to wear the colossal ruby creation. Portraits from the Munich Residenz capture her draped in the fiery tiara and necklace, their sheer size overwhelming yet unforgettable. Since then, the tiara has not graced a royal head. Instead, it glitters in the Schatzkammer treasury of the residence, an untouchable relic of power, beauty and mystery. But could it ever re-emerge under modern light? Thank you for watching. Once again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more sparkling stories. We would love to know your thoughts on which biggest tiara did you like the most.